We're back again with another draft, and our pack one rare is Omnath. And there's no way this is what I'm taking. Though, if you are going to go 5 colors, Omnath is probably going to be the ideal situation to be pack one, but that's just not who I am. I'm going to go ahead and take this little 1/2 that when it dies, you incubate to its power, the Gremlin. We've been past a rare, the Pervert of Truth, which I think that card is so bad. The Invasion of Dominaria, I think, is one of the best battles out there. However, there is a Stoke the Flames. Usually, I like to solidify myself in one color as best as I can, pack one. That way I kind of bleed the person to my left from it. That way I get past all the good stuff. Interesting. A Bosch and Into the Fire. I don't really know how I feel about this rare, Into the Fire. I think a Bosch is just better. I think Into the Fire is more of probably a sideboard card if you're facing a lot of maybe tokens or small incubate eggs. We'll take a Bosch for sure. Here, I don't really know how I feel about Rakdos in the set itself, though you're probably going to usually go 3+ colors in the set because it is like a giant cube with all the fixing. I'm a huge fan of the Kavu. I think it might be one of my favorite 4-drops. I think the backup's just great on. I think it itself is just good. The power 2 or less is usually pretty strong in this format, so we'll grab it. Pick 5, we have the Huntmaster. I think that belongs in a very specific deck. This is essentially just Grim Bounty at instant speed. There's also the Aetherblade Agent in here, which I think is one of the best 2-drops, but removal is usually pretty great early on. So we'll pick that up and see where we go. Not a lot of exciting things in this pack. I think the best card in here is probably the Pest. I think that the Fearless Scald is just 1 mana overcosted. I think if it was 1 short, it would go in almost every deck in your 4 slot, but it being 5 is not super great, so the Pest, I think, is the option here. This rare has made it all the way back around. It is so not good. I think the one time somebody played it against me, it ended up killing them. So, no thank you. Wow, so the Into the Fire has made it all the way back around as well. Not a lot of good stuff. People to my right got. I still don't think that we take it. I think it's a sideboard card. I think Portent is much better here. This is actually quite a pack for me since I'm so enjunded. Nearing the end of pack 1, we're pretty heavily enjunded. Pack 2 gives me, in my opinion, one of the best bombs in the set, the Broken Sky. At least it's definitely up there. There's so many bombs in this set, but with all of the fixing in here, I think I have to grab it and either find the mana for it or switch into different colors here. Wow, so we have an Invasion of Ravnica, which goes in any deck. It exiles something that isn't exactly 2 colors. It's perfect. It's also a very good piece of removal. So we definitely pick that up and put that in our deck. Sea Double has come around. Pretty great card. Obviously not for us. There is a Volcanic Spite in here, which is just quality removal. I think I really want to be in red with what I currently have going. So I think red is my for sure color. Both black and green I think are up in the air right now. Although I lean more towards black because of the invasion of Tolvada. So green is going to get cut. I swear to God, this is what my nightmares are made of. This thing follows me around everywhere I go. I hate that stupid frog. This is, all in all, a good pack, minus the frog. Renata, Vanquish the Weak, as well as Cosmic Hunger. A lot of really good stuff in here. I think so early on, you definitely want to prioritize removal over really good creatures, unless it's like a fantastic bomb, right? We're not as great, but I think Vanquish the Weak you're going to find more use for in this set. So I think that that is definitely the thing that we are going to pick up in. Maybe we'll Renata, but I doubt that we will. Vanquish is definitely our pick here. Sailback's all right. I think if we're going to go 3 color, we want to take the enchantment that does make our lands tap for more than 1 color. This, I think, is the defining moment of my draft where I'm faced with Teysa, and it goes really well with the invasion of Tolvada, though I'm not even close to being anything other than Jund. However, you can see I go kind of back and forth on the Cosmic Hunger versus Teysa here. In the end, I do end up grabbing Teysa, and I believe that this is where things take a turn. A second Stoke is always great. This is where I'm kind of going over my deck, realizing what colors are my strongest and what are my weakest. Like, is it very possible to switch into a different third color here? Going over everything, being faced with this fixing. Yeah, these next couple picks are what really define what I'm doing. This is where I decide to completely drop green. So I get the fixing in front of me. I decide that green is not the color for me. It is easily my weakest. And we end up grabbing the 2/2 flyer that just fits in my deck better. And we have dropped Jund and moved on to Mardu. Dropping green and switching into white this late in the game is incredibly terrifying. We have Errant and Giada for our pack 3 rare. And it wouldn't be a draft of mine if I wasn't faced with this godforsaken frog that will not leave me alone, no matter how hard I try to escape it. So I think at this point, we only have 8 creatures in pack 3. Our main goal here is to fill up with creatures and fixing. Mainly creatures. Pack 3, pick 1. I pick a common. It's not a bad common. The 3/3 with backup that gives vigilance, but it's not incredibly ideal. So we have been past a gem. Invasion of Tarkir is absolutely excellent. I don't really consider battles to be for sure creatures. They're like situational creatures, but that's just too good to pass up. We still do need at least, I'd say, 8 more creatures just to be on the safe side to have something to cut. Okay, getting past Nezumi is pretty excellent. I think this absolutely goes in the deck. It works really well with a lot of my stuff. Its Transform Sorcery is also in my colors as well, and it's just a really good card. This pack is not incredibly exciting, though I'm not going to say no to one of the cyclers. I'm a huge fan of all the cycler cards, as I said before. Again, we're just trying to fill up with creatures, so I'm taking anything I can possibly get. Thankfully, this is actually a pretty good one. The backup on it is very nice. A creature that is also removal, count me in. I do debate a little bit on the fixing here, but I still need creatures in the deck. I know I am going 3 color. I still need creatures in the deck. This creature is also removal on a stick as well as a cycler, so though it's a difficult decision, I do think that you take the creature here. Okay, so from the switch to Jund to Mardu, kind of late into pack 2 is incredibly risky and not normally something I would do, but our deck ended up being pretty good, all things considered. We don't have to make too many cuts. We ended up with 16 creatures. That makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to go ahead and move the cyclers over so I can get a better look at my curve. And now I'm doing something I like to call quick cuts, where I just kind of quickly go over everything, remove things I know for sure that I'm not going to be playing out of the deck. Thankfully, I only have to make 2 cuts here. 16 creatures is a little bit risky. So if I am cutting a creature, it's just going to be 1 creature and 1 spell. The trailblazing historian hits the trail. And this is our deck. 15 creatures, 1 piece of fixing, tons of removal. Let's see how it does, I guess. Okay, so, oh, you've got to be joking me. Damn it. Damn it, Ethan. What are you doing here? Don't you know I'm just trying to vibe? Is that okay with you? Oh, this has thrown me completely off. Well, I guess we'll see how this goes. I had to throw that first hand back. Well, hi, Lord Tupperware. I'm gonna hope I don't completely embarrass myself right now. I was gonna say, before I get distracted, that that draft went a couple of different ways. I switched very late off of green into Mardu, which I think might be a problem. I'm not totally sure, but I guess we'll find out. That's very unfortunate. We have a 3/2 with Convoke. Okay. I think this is the first time I've seen somebody play this frog. Dreadship, kind of scary. I assume it's gonna get crude and swinging at me. I will block with my prankster. Hopefully I draw a land here. I did, and it's actually the exact land that I needed. Love to see that. Tesa comes out. Creature token junior troll have vigilance and lifelink. We'll see if we can actually get a land on turn. Next turn, if not, we do have the cycling from the host. Looks like Tesa's not very long for this world. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, thank goodness. Enters battlefield, return target non-battle permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. Well, I think we should do that and bring Tesa back. Because it seems pretty good. With the flip side of the Broken Sky, reminds me a lot of Inkblot from Strixhaven. Beginning of your end step, you get a Spirit, and then Token Junior get +1/+1 have lifelink, and Tesa also gives them Vigilance. So it's also very good. Is there anything worth grabbing with the host? I don't think so currently. I'm trying to think of what would be a better swinger. Probably a Bosch. Odd damage for himself. Maybe I'll wait until an incubator token gets flipped and put the host on that. This is a better use of my mana though, but everything I'm looking at is not the best. I think we'll save this because I kind of consider it a bit of removal for something, hopefully worth it. I think this deck could use a kite sail, some sort of evasion. Again, I did switch very, very late in the draft, so I'm kind of, you know, scrounging for whatever I can. Wow, I mean, I mulligan, not knowing that I would get any lands, but seems to me that's all I'm getting, which is so fun. So it's when it dies or not. Tempo is very good. I think I'm going to go ahead and play the host. Jury is a little interesting. I don't think that's what I want to grab. I think what I want to grab might be the Thallid. I think it might be the Thallid. If I swing with the Bosch here, what happens? It gets blocked by quite a bit of damage. I've got some sort of removal. I think I'll wait. We'll see what we can draw. Yep. Got that in my deck as well. That is an awesome draw. I think I'm pretty comfortable with swinging with a Bosch now. If not also the host, they would get the Thallid back. But I do like the idea of swinging multiple things because I would like to flip the Broken Sky if I can. Again, I don't really have a lot of good choices. I think we're both kind of a little bit in top deck mode right now. The longer I wait to flip this thing, the longer they're going to draw into something good that's going to just shut me down. So that thing can become pretty decent. And we'll wait for the pump. And then when the pump happens, go ahead and do this. Taking it out, cycle this land. 5/4 is pretty nice. And an incubative 1 is a lot less scary than an incubative 3. Ah, to target player or battle, you say? That's quite helpful. I think we're going to go ahead and get this out. And if I'm understanding correctly, if you control the source with odd mana, that's odd, it deals double the damage, which is also very nice. So hopefully in 2 turns we can have this thing dead. I can get some tokens. Invasion of Tarkir. That is really, really good. Okay, well, we can play this. I'm not sure if there is any synergy with Jury. I don't have any dragons in my hand. I will go ahead and play this. We'll deal 2 damage to probably this. I feel like it could get a little bit scary at some point. I'm not totally sure. Face makes sense. Face is usually the place. I think, given the circumstances, actually, if you flip this over, whenever a dragon attacks, deals 2 damage to any target, I believe that can hit battles. I don't know why it wouldn't be able to hit battles. So, Menace, you say? I don't know if Lord Tarbor is going to swing here. I highly doubt it. I'm not sure what is in their hand, but we'll see. Looking at my battles, seeing which one I'm going to hit. That's funny. Sure, I'm glad I went into Mardu. Jeez. I know I did it all for this enchantment, but it ended up working out pretty well for me. Enchantment, sorry, battle. I think we'll go for this one. Interesting. So I think you can, let me see if they're doing this right. I don't think it has to say you have haste on this to swing with this. This is, oh no, because it does exile. Never mind. All right, my bad. But you live and you learn, you know? 7/7 Menacer seems pretty good. I think we'll wait. This card's really great. The Kenra is fantastic. Prowess is something else. Okay, we don't seem to have any reach, so what I think we should do is swing with our dragon. I am at 12 still. I'm debating on also actually swinging with the 7/7 Menace. Also seems pretty good here. We'll go directly at face. And we'll do 2 damage to probably this. So I can go ahead and get it on this turn with the tipping of the Javelineer. Tipping? Tapping? What did I say? I'm so nervous that this game is going to turn around and not in my favor. It's the beginning of your end step. You get a spirit token with flying. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So we get that. This is pretty great. Turning our tokens into incubators in case we need to. An incubator 3, flying vigilance lifelink. And I have shown you everything I've got. So let's hope it pays off for me. My dragon has been stolen from me. God, I hope that this is not my death. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Taking out the lifelinking token also makes sense. 5, 6, and 8, 9. I don't think I can afford to not block the spell stalker here. I think I'm gonna block like this. I don't love it, but I guess I'm gonna hope the last card in their hand is not something to trigger prowess. Let's hope not. If it is, it's my own fault. Okay. I didn't want to take an extra 5 on that, you know? Oh, are they gonna kill my own Thundermaw somehow? Right. Where did the treasure come from? In this battlefield, exile target non-land permanent put controls that is not exactly 2 colors. Okay. Well, there are a lot of things that are not exactly 2 colors. What is worth exiling here? So many things. I think we'll go ahead and grab the thing that lets them sack. I think we're swinging with our Menacer here. And it is also odd, so the damage is double. Yeah, this block makes sense to me. They gain life, and the turn, we get a token. This deck has really completely shown out. Yeah, sorry, Lord Tupperware. Thank you for the game. GG's. I don't know if it gets any better than that for this deck, so we'll find out. Okay, well, let's see how this one goes. I was going to talk about my draft a little bit, but I got distracted by getting paired up with Lord Tupperware. Game 1, I was going to say, it's usually not like me to switch as hard as I did out of Jund into Mardu, but I think that the invasion is probably one of the biggest bombs in the set and absolutely worth it, so I don't regret my decision. I'm probably saying that because of how well game 1 went, so we'll see if I eat my own words here. That is worth killing to me. I'm actually good. I like all my lands. I like being able to play Stoke. I like this on this turn. I could have cycled a land away, maybe looking for a white, but this is fine. Another one. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and play a 3/3 Menacer and maybe Stoke next turn just to see what happens. What did we mill? We hit a land, Teysa, and my other Stoke the Flames. A land, and Gift of Completion for them. No blocks? Okay, well. That is perfect. It's just like game 1, isn't it? We pull back Teysa. We have the same exact thing going this time that we had game one. This has menace, so we'll go ahead and swing at it. Stoke seems pretty good given their current board state. I did mill one of their swamps. It looks like they are struggling and they did need it, so that was a pretty good mill for the Nezumi. 4 cycling, so they still need another swamp. They do not have it, otherwise they would have played it. That is just great, isn't it? I'll go ahead and take out the Historian. I don't know why it wants to tap like that. I'll go like so. Probably for the sorcery on this, I'm not totally sure. Go ahead and crack this thing open and start making tokens. And we'll end the turn, keeping up the Stoke the Flames Convoke. They're looking in their graveyard. I'm not sure if there's anything green related that would pull anything out here. Ah, one of my favorite cards, Gore Claw. I love that card. That's very good. So I think it's best we take it out because it's making everything cheaper by 2 that has power 4 or greater. We don't want that. A Bosch here seems pretty easy. Yeah, that's GG's. Thanks for playing, opponent. 2 back-to-back banger games. I hope that was not the peak of this deck because I really like it so far. That is a fine keep. Oh, we have a Luris deck. God, that's such good art. Her and her little cat baby. A Luris deck, you say? It gets in an extra damage if I transform this now. But I also take 2, and I don't really think that it's worth it. Maybe I'm wrong in that opinion, getting out of 3-2 a little bit early. They probably would have blocked if I had done that anyways. With Yuta's card. So I feel good about it. This card is absolutely fantastic. The Marshal is a super great card. Wow. I will definitely swing here. I'm incredibly happy if I get the trade. I think they're waiting for me to do maybe some sort of pump to maybe throw it back in my hand. There is a card that bounces back to your hand and it's cheaper. Oh, Taste on the Graveyard again. Just need to get our battle out to get her to free her. Anyways, there's a bounce card for 1 if the creature's attacking, which maybe they were hoping I had a pump or something and they can respond to negate it. Luris is in hand. Yuka is coming in through the sky. All right. Go ahead and swing in for 3. Play our 5/4 Reacher while it cannot get countered. Luris is about to meet its maker with either Stoke the Flames or Deadly. Just depends on what I'm feeling. It does make it a little difficult for them. They did get a swamp in the graveyard again from my Nezumi, so if they do play Luris here, they're unable to cast anything because they will use both white to let Luris come out. So it feels kind of counterproductive to play Luris without an immediate payoff, but we'll see if they do. Is counterproductive the right word? Not worth it? I don't know. Sunder the Gateway. I'm still not used to seeing this card. So incubate 2, then transform an incubator token you control. A backup Stoke the Flames, huh? I could transform, making a 4/5 menace. The lands that they left up are a little bit interesting. If I do that, let's see. Sorry, Gigi has jumped in my lap to say hi. You may hear her purring. Looks like they have a response. Ah. A wicked slumber. We'll go ahead and get in our 2 free damage while we still can. See if they tap down here. Yep, each of them get a stun counter. So, let's see. Do I have many knights in my deck? I don't. Would I rather have the Sanctifier? I think I'd rather have their Sanctifier. I'll take that from them. Seems like a good blocker. They have another white to cast Lures as well as pull that out of their graveyard. Makes sense to me. Doesn't currently pump up anything on their board, but it is a good thing to note. So I'm going to go ahead and block here. It does... am I going to block? Actually, am I going to block? Yeah, let's do that because I do plan to kill Luris next turn. So... oh, and I have my own apparently. We'll go ahead and attempt to do this at sorcery speed because I am deathly afraid of counter magic. It's a healthy fear to have, okay? Leave me alone. You should be scared too. Yuta just keeps beating me down for 2 a turn. Okay, well, let's see if we can go to combat here, if we're going to get slumbered or anything. In that case, I'll send everybody in. Oh, this could be not a pump, but... oh, back in my hand. Okay. They mill planes. This makes my next turn very easy. I'll just replay the Javelineer. Unless it gets countered. Oh, sneaky. No, Meaning of Minds. Draw 2 cards with Convoke. I guess in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have popped that treasure just to play the 2/2 lifelinker. That way I could have had Stoke without having to convoke anything. 6, tap it, destroy target creature or enchantment. So they can do that now. It makes sense to do it while this has Summoning Sickness so they can get in a bunch of damage. And I can't tap it in response. Hey, right on time, aren't ya? So I can swing in for 4. Get the 4 damage in. I'm 1 short of lethal currently, so I'll probably just go ahead and double spell here. Still haven't seen another swamp from them. I wonder if it was just to play Luris. We have a Pacifism, Realmbreaker's Grasp. Love the Oracle of Tragedy. Probably gonna draw a card, discard a card, yep. Combat, looks like they're coming with a 3/3, no blocks. Go to 6. All right. Oh, fun. So that is not a flyer, which is good news for me. So regardless of them blocking or not there, it just works. And we did it. We'll see how we rank up. What were we, 460 to 361? Not bad. GG's, opponent. I was trying to pinpoint what doing these types of videos reminded me of, and it feels like I have my own podcast. Like I'm sitting here in the dark. You can't hear it, but I'm listening to ASMR, and I'm just like talking about my plays. The camera's not on. It feels like very homey, I think, is the word I'm looking for. This is a good hand. I'll keep it. I know, I like it. Maybe I'll keep doing these just as like therapeutic, if not just to help myself learn the new set at least. Who knows? Oh, this is a great hand. It just keeps getting better and better. Get our lifelinker out first. Ah, missing a land drop. Bad for them, excellent for me. Oh, missing another land drop. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh no. Meanwhile, I'm just curving to oblivion here. All right, well, I'll go ahead and transform. I could leave up removal. There's no point. When your opponent is kind of screwed on land drops like this, you just want to play everything that you can and get in as much damage as you possibly can while you still can. It absolutely helps that I have removal in my hand too. There is one board wipe in the set. Not there's more than one, but there's a white one off the top of my head, which is exile creatures and then incubate how many creatures you exile. Oh, wow. Okay. So I think we're just going in here, huh? Let's see what they got. That's fine with me. Well, how embarrassing. I need 2 red for that. Ugh, that's okay. Still fine with me. Quinn. Beginning of your end step, exile target non-land, create a 3/2 white spirit token. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and oh, didn't even matter. Okay, well, thank you for playing opponent. GG's. We went up to 302. I feel incredibly comfortable doing these videos. They're helpful for me too, kind of talking out what I'm doing without like the pressure of reading what people are saying and making sure I'm not missing anything and trying to keep it fun. So I kept this for sure because of the Swamp Cycler as well. And this is just a good hand regardless with the Invasion of Tarkir. This deck is just chock full of good stuff. Ah, would you look at that? Ah, the most beautiful, beautiful target I've ever seen for our Invasion of Tarkir. With a Volcanic Spite to back up. Swamp off the top? Well, not quite. So this does hit battle, which is actually kind of interesting. Okay. In comes 2 damage. Out comes the swamp. Onto the battlefield. Now, I think that it's our 3/3 Menacer that we play here. I think I just saw a good piece of my removal mill, but yep, I sure did. Invasion of Ravnica. Dang. That's all right. We have a Furnace Gremlin to target with this. Looks like you're about to get spited, buddy. Oh, maybe not. Discard. Double land here. You are getting spited. Okay. God, attack of the 1/1s. I think I'm actually going to play the Fitting. Hope they don't have a piece of removal here. Maybe next turn I'll be able to swing and then spite the battle to finish it off. Hopefully they've used most of their removal at this point. Oh no. They're debating on killing it. I think that they're looking in my graveyard, kind of seeing what I have on top. Or in there to put on top, because if this does die, you can exile it. When you do, put a creature battle from your graveyard on top of your library. And everybody mills too. So, if I block this, I do get to put this rat on top and play it next turn. I don't have to take 4 damage. I don't get to flip the battle quite yet. If I do flip the battle, it is my only piece of removal. Weirdly enough, I think I'm going to block. I know it kind of goes against everything I just said, but here's what we're doing. Yeah, let's actually get a invasion. I changed my mind. I was going to get my rat to pull out the 2/2 back, but that seems pretty good too. Ugh, more discard. Well, I think we can send Tasia down. That way, when we play this, we can bring Tasia back. Now let me read this again. Mana value 2 or less. Oh, I couldn't even get back my flyer anyways, even if I did do that, because it gets exiled, right? I feel like I've played these last 2 turns very poorly. There's probably much better plays I could have done. My 5/4, that when it taps, dealing 2 damage to target opponent or battle would be pretty ideal here. Okay, 2/3 double strike. Go ahead and play the Sanctifier. Pass the turn. I'm going to probably vanquish the Scald. Where does the backup go? Okay. Oh, they are just absolutely coming for me. Well, we'll block here. And then I will lifelink block over here. I will go ahead and vanquish the double striker. So I don't take too much damage. Now, I think we're good to go ahead and kill this guy. Cycle this land. Oh, that's excellent. That's actually exactly what I needed. Holy crap. We'll go ahead and put this on the lifelinker. Let's start cracking battles. I say we do the one that makes tokens that give vigilance and lifelink. End of turn. What do you say? Sounds good to me. Okay, land off the top. Currently blocked by a little bit of a 2/3. Don't forget about the egg. I always forget about the egg. I'm probably just gonna make my way with this token towards the battle. You do gain life because the token does do damage even if you are hitting battles. It's something to note. Somebody asked this in my stream the other day. Oh, 6 damage to Teysa. A little sad about that. She was giving my tokens vigilance, which was nice, but that's okay. We'll survive. Maybe we won't survive. I don't actually know what Chandra does. I just know that she's very good. Oh, good. Right. Let's, yeah, go ahead and do that. Love that. Oh, exoteric creature. Oh, it's creature. Dang it. I was hoping that it may have been, Planeswalker too. Still good though. We'll grab, what do we want to grab? If I grab this token, they can't get it back. I think we should actually grab the Skittering Surveyor because I think that that is the most obnoxious block that I can see. Actually, do I want to hit Chandra or the battle? Currently they can do like a 4 damage thing. They'll get the Skittering Surveyor back. I think I'm actually going to go for Chandra. Maybe that's wrong. I'm trying to think of the best possible way to do this. She's scary, but I really want my mythic. Oh, it's just... Oh, good lord. No, 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 no. Wait, did Zach get... Wait, what does this do? Copy it? Oh, I just got milled for 20. What? Oh. Wait, I just got... Oh my god! I love this format! Ugh! Holy crap. Oh, Rankle. Listen, we don't need to do this again. I mean, you shouldn't want to mill out. That's very bad. You'll mill out. Do you have to? Copy it. It's not even a may. You just do it. That's hysterical. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. I like how they're still swinging, still playing it out. That's cute. I'm gonna die not to mill, but to damage. Jesus, good game, opponent. What do we hit? 406. All right, that's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Okay, we'll call that just a little fiery bump in the road. No big deal. Nothing we can't bounce back from, right, deck? Oh, well, I think that this is actually still kind of okay. I am on the play, but I do have 2 playable things. I'm just gonna hope that the deck is kind to me. Oh, please be kind to me. Any land, doesn't even have to be a white. So, nothing. I'm gonna swing first, see if they block. They don't. So, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this because I like killing their ramp. And I like trying to hit a land here, which I unfortunately did not. believe they also kept a 2-land hand. Swamp cycling here is interesting. Wow, we are just 2 peas in a pod, opponent, huh? Keeping very, very silly hands. Come on, land. Oh, thank you. No, we'll keep that. I don't need to do that this turn. Come on, mountain. I believe in you. Maybe I don't believe in you. Well, I can convoke. It does seem good to go ahead and... I just think the Kavu is very strong. So I am going to go ahead and wipe it out. I know it's instant speed. I know. I try very hard to play things at instant speed if I... Oh, return creature. Yep, forgive your hand. I try to be good about it, but I'm always so afraid of things like Cosmic Hunger, you know? Or, oh, there's so many options that it could be. I think I'm gonna go ahead and transform this turn. I'm not going to swing. So when this dies, each opponent sacrifices an artifact or a creature, so it makes it a little bit, yeah, so they don't really want to play the Kavu here in fear of losing both creatures to this guy. So now they have something like Cosmic Hunger or Tandem Takedown. They can sacrifice the Surveyor in response to the death trigger. Yeah, there it is. I hate it when I'm right, you know? Take 4. Land would be excellent off the top here. Ah, excellent. We'll go ahead and play this. I am going to go ahead and play the battle. I think we should get the battle. Battle partner over to your hand. We'll go ahead and get the Prankster again. I forgot I cycled away my 5/4 and I didn't put it in the graveyard. Or sorry, not cycle. Mulliganed. Hello. That makes things a little bit weird and tricky. So I think we'll go ahead and transform this and play this gremlin. I actually should have paid with Phyrexian mana here. That way I could play one of these 3 drops instead and get a way better block. Jump that. It's not looking good. I mean, it's still not looking good, but I wonder if we're just double spelling here. I don't think that there's a safe way out for me. Just from the way this looks, they also have another Mauler in hand. I think that they're just too big. I think even taking away this Menacer here, they just have to back up something. For Menace and we're dead? Yeah. Looks like death to me. You got me. How far do we fall? GG's opponent. 402 to, or 407 to 538. Ouch. This is where the rally actually begins. The last two times I was just joking. This is the actual rally about to happen. We can keep that. A Lutri deck. Another urn. This is quite a lot of urns being played tonight. I guess it's decent fixing with a backup piece of removal on it. Curving out here feels pretty good. With a Stoke. And backup. Ah, well, if it isn't the perfect target to get absolutely stoked, get out of here. That shark is so good. I hate seeing it. It's a 2/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. It's the wannabe Shark Typhoon. Well, a Bosch makes this a little bit nicer. Because this is odd, so now the damage will be dealt double. And that way we can swing in for everything. It actually makes it a lot nicer because I didn't have a target with that. Had I not drawn a Bosch, had I drawn like a land or something there, I would have just flipped the Prankster as opposed to playing the Invasion. I think this is... I would like to get value out of it if I can, so... Now we can pull back something with it. Oh, never mind. Now we get to show them our nice battle. And hope we top deck something even better. Ah, a land. Love lands. Huge fan. Biggest fan, actually. Ah, you are already dead. All right, given what I'm looking at, this isn't going to get in. They did just gain 3 life back up to 6. I think it's probably best I go ahead and crack this here and see if I can get something. Liar's all right. Lutri, they do have the ability to flip the agent next turn, start drawing cards. I'll just go ahead and play this. I was debating on swinging, but I don't think that I want to. They have 2 different ways to take out my creatures right now, with the urn as well as flipping. I don't actually know what that is. I was going to be flipping this instructor. Incubate 4. Whenever permanent control transformed or Anaspathical under control transform, you may draw a card. Do this only once each turn. So, with that in mind and drawing this, I think we'll play it. I think my target is going to be the instructor. Now, oh, they didn't even, I was going to say, I won't swing with my lifelinker because they do have a 4/4 token, so they didn't even give me a chance to debate on swinging with it, which is good for me. But this is instant speed transform. I think they may just transform the agent here and swing in for a card. They also get a card on transformation with the blue enchantment that they have. Oh, they didn't even swing. Okay. I'll keep going in the sky. Hopefully I get something with backup here and they don't have a piece of removal and I can just take them out next turn. I have another Stoke in my deck somewhere. I have a couple things I want to see. Of course, of course. Gain that life. Now I definitely want to see Stoke the Flames. Oh, I was just talking about you. Oh, wow. I'm so glad that you called. Top Deck City, baby, and I'm the mayor. 438, GG's opponent. I've been obsessed with Dunkin' Donuts refreshers for the last, what feels like a couple of months. And they discontinued my favorite flavor. And I've had to replace it with this mango nonsense. And I'm so sad about it. It's not bad, but I just wish I didn't have to replace it, you know? I think I am going to go ahead and cycle here. I do have this that pulls things back. I don't really want to miss a land drop. Not that I couldn't have played this that turn, but I just wanted to make sure I had at least a fifth land. One thing about me, I block. Always, constantly, consistently, forever blocking. Well, I didn't play this because I was going to keep up that in case there was something kind of wild. I'm going to go ahead and play a Bosch here. That way, when I play this land next turn, oh my god. Why can't I say battle? I keep calling these things enchantments, lands, whatever. I keep calling them the wrong thing. Exile target non-permanent opponent controls. It is exactly 2 colors. That is not exactly 2 colors. So I will take that from you. Let's go ahead and crack this battle wide open. I called it a battle that time. Please clap. Let's get a 5/5. This is actually prevalent, given what's in my hand. Whenever you cast a spell that's exactly 2 colors. Oh, exactly 2. Never mind. Artisan. Actually, does that work? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Wow, no red. Who needs red? I guess. I think we'll go ahead and play this. Oh, it does count. A whiff, which I kind of expected to happen. This is just a good piece of removal that fits in any deck. Bringing this back out. Taking that away. My other battle is activated. I still don't have any red, which hasn't slowed me down much. Another whiff, another whiff. I think that the only thing that this works with is this and Teysa in my entire deck, so that's actually pretty funny. Oh, that's a big guy. Trample, ward, convoke, 6/6, enters the battlefield with 2 counters for each creature that convoked it. How much is the ward? 2, you say? How much mana do I have? 6, you say? I love it when a plan comes together. 348, GG's opponent. So I don't know if you all have been paying attention, but guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this is the final boss. Our deck is currently 6-2. Not starting out very strong with this opening hand, but I am going to keep it because I'm a sucker for pain, apparently. I have 2 playable spells. I'm just going to hope I draw into a land that I need. That's not what I need, but it is, in fact, a land. Swamp would be absolutely excellent here. Yeah, we're on the final boss. I really like doing things like this type of weird video thing. I don't know. It's just, it's calming. It's, oh wow, I really need a swamp. I'm going to go ahead and take some damage here to flip that. Get in for 3. Hope I draw multiple swamps. Uh-oh. They know my secrets. Choose a creature or battle. If you do, that player discards that card. Yep, good piece of removal. Makes sense for them to make me discard it. Now you know my terrible secrets. Don't put that back in my hand. I had to take damage to play this and transform it. All right, I'll play a flyer then. They already know everything in my hand anyways, so may as well play what's best for my mana. Tetsuko, you say? So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Tetsuko or if there's a reason that they did this. Maybe it's for Convoke, but they were able to swing in there because I wouldn't have been able to block it because of Tetsuko's ability. Oh, it was for Convoke. Well, color me wrong, excuse me. Color me wrong? That's not the saying. Color me surprised? And I was wrong. I combined that into color me wrong. How am I still doing that when I'm not even streaming? How am I messing things up that badly? Jesus. It's amazing the slack that you all cut me. Let's see. They know about the removal in my hand. Oh god, I should have paid life to do that so I could at least play this gremlin. I'm so scared that they're gonna have, that's not what I thought. I was gonna say I'm so scared that they're gonna have God, the Eldraine thing. The Mind Rot. Please don't. This looks like the pull from the graveyard, mill 2, pull 2 creatures back. The way they're looking in their graveyard like this. Maybe not. Ah. That's interesting. I know tempo's good. I know that. But the way that they're playing tells me I want to keep up Deadly. I'm not sure why, but they know that I have it. They're not oblivious. It has an eyeball on it. Yeah, like you get a little 1/1. I love that for you. And then that's a pretty decent target for me to hit with Deadly, I feel. I cannot block Tetsuko. I don't have a choice. Go ahead and take out your 3/3. This may be a counterspell. I don't know the counterspells well enough in the set to know what this could be, but we'll see. We have the Convoke. Before I say yes, let me see what we have here. Anything I want to put on top? Probably the 5/4, actually. Yeah, I'll put the 5/4 on top. Oh, I can also do a battle. Ooh, do I want to do the battle or the 5/4? I think I want to do the 5/4. Now, let's go ahead and play this. I can't block these. So if they want to trade me here, they absolutely can. I think I'm all right with it. So it's me against a Tetsuko with a pretty decent hand. They know about this. They don't know about this. Luris. Oh. Luris. Well, you know about this. Say hello again. I don't know what that is. Beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 target creatures. Luris, you gotta go, pal. I'm so sorry. These have trample. None of these can be blocked, so there's really no point in holding this back. This Tetsuko is kind of great for their deck. So what is this thing? It's a 3/3 non-creature spells you cast have Convoke. Beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 target creatures. Yeah, it seems good. So I don't think I swing there. I think I just keep taking 3 damage and maybe pinging this invasion if I can. Or, you know. Whatever works. What do I need to see? I guess my enchantment that pulls things out from the graveyard? Not a land. That's definitely not what I want to see. Well, let's hope they don't have removal here. Oh no. I hope you don't find an answer. Okay, I've got 1 turn to pull something off. Jeez. Well, is there anything I can do with that? They have so many things untapped. I'm taking death here. I'm taking death here. Is there a counterspell I'm not thinking of? I don't know. I don't know if any of this saves me. No, it sure doesn't. Tetsuko, you are my final. How many meeting of the minds? How many minds do you have? That's 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, 8 cards will. 8 cards is very helpful. Drawing 8 extra cards is nice. Who knew? All right. Final boss takes me down, but that was a really good game. What do we end at? 509. Not bad. GG's, opponent. All in all, I'm incredibly happy with how this deck went. If you remember, I switched to Mardu kind of at the end of pack 2, which was kind of a risky thing to do, and it ended up paying off really well. The invasion of Ravnica was great. This was the reason I pivoted in pack 2. The invasion of Tolvada. Host was great. Abosh was fantastic. Teysa did her job. Lots of good removal. Can't forget invasion of Tarkir. Yeah, this was a good deck. Those were really good games, and I think the deck did show out. I'm proud of it. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. I know you're not technically here. This isn't a live stream, but it does kind of feel like I'm talking to you all in a way. It feels like my own weird private podcast that I speak into the void while I listen to ASMR and play my favorite game ever. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And once again, let me know if you like this or if you don't like this type of video or what you'd like to see different. If it's just less talking about nonsense, more talking about the game. I don't know. I really genuinely am curious. So yeah, please share your thoughts and opinions. And I will see you all later. Bye, nerds.